Hey, hello and welcome back to my little corner of the internet, which is looking very different. Exciting times. I know it's been a minute. I disappeared for a few weeks. The background being part of the reason why. We have had our whole house decorated, painted. So my house has been completely upside down for about 3 or 4 weeks, which is why I've not been able to film. Obviously, if you have seen my videos before, this background used to be this really tired and dirty lilac-y heather colour. So obviously now it's my dream green. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with the whole house. So because we're done with, especially with this room, I'm going to do what I've been saying for weeks that I was going to do. I'm going to give you a little tour of this bit of the house. So this is basically my makeup studio. I'm going to go through the kit, which is on this side and on this side. So I'm going to show you what I've got, and then I'm also going to do this, which is just a very simple Smokey going out look. If you want to just glam yourself up but not going over the top, and maybe if you only have half an hour to get ready, it's a really easy way of doing so. So we're going to do this whilst trying some new, or new to me at least, products, which I'm really excited about. One of them being this Madebymitchell colour case, which I'm super excited about. So if you think that's something you might be interested in, please keep on watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Please let me know what you think. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for future videos. I promise I won't disappear for another month. And yeah, just keep on watching. But this is basically my little studio. So it's half of a conservatory, if we're going to be quite honest about it. I know some of my... Hello, this is Kiwi, who's really not supposed to be there. I know some people asked when I put pictures up, like with friends and family, some people were asking about the colour. This is actually John Stone's Racing Car Green. Unfortunately, I believe it has been discontinued, but our decorator told me that Dulux Emerald is very similar, if not exactly the same. So if you wanted a dark green, I would go with that. I'm not showing kind of this side of the room because obviously that's not even, it's not part of the makeup room anyway. It's basically a bit of a games room. It's where the boys have the PlayStation and things like that. But also because we've had the whole house done and we're still waiting for flooring in through there, which is the front room. There's quite a lot of furniture still in here that's not supposed to be here. So we're gonna stick with this angle for now. I do also have a chair, another chair here, which is obviously when I'm doing someone's hair, only because it's a little bit lower and it's a bit easier for me because I'm not very tall. But this one is better for makeup because I don't have to bend down. I'm going to go through this bit, and then go through that bit, and go through this bit, but we do it quickly. Right, so here, obviously, it kind of speaks for itself. This shouldn't be here because that's my brush holder when I go out. Brushes in the top, unused, all clean. These are due to be cleaned. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish filming. Most important thing in my kit is a chewing gum. All the little bits and bobs that I need, so spoolies, bags, bin bags, little scoops, wipes, multi-pack of sponges so I can get rid afterwards. And then the two bottom drawer things are my stuff because I keep it in here rather than having to run up and downstairs all the time. So I tend to get ready down here myself as well. So starting on top of the big drawers, we've got all the cleaning products there, hand sanitizer, more cotton buds, candle and wax melter, and then we have all the, so we have lip liners, eyeliner, pen eyeliners and eyebrow pencils, and then that's the light switch for the fairy lights. Kitchen roll, go through a lot of kitchen roll. And also certificates, you know, because we are qualified. So yeah, teeny tiny bin. If you know anything about me, you know I have a habit of accidentally buying tiny things. It holds like 3 cotton buds and a piece of kitchen roll, and then I have to empty it. So it's really pointless, but I kind of love it, just because it's really cute. Primers, removers, and then the rest is lips, all different lips stuff, eye stuff. So we have mascara, eye primers and eyeliners, we have glitters, we have more glitters, we have loose glitters, and then we have eyebrow stuff in there. So foundations back there, concealers, some more foundations, some even more foundations, a cat. So these are the ones I use mainly. All the concealers, this being obviously my favourite. Powders and powder products. Unfortunately, this is not as tidy as I would like it to be, but it's really hard to keep it tidy. So we got bronzers, we got blushes, we have highlighters, loose powders, anything powdery, pressed powders. Yeah, anything you can imagine powder-wise. Nothing goes back in the straw before it's been sanitized, so everything is clean. It's just, it needs stacking better. And then behind it we have cream products. So we have, as you can see, mainly the blushes. I think I do have the new Beauty Bay cream blushes, which I'm very excited to try. I do have the Beauty Crop Vitamin Babe concealer as a vegan option. There are some cream highlighters down here as well. So any cream products. Second to last drawer is actually just been tidied up today. So we have all our sprays and all our skincare in here. And then we have all our eyeshadows. I need a better way of storing these because they take up a lot of room. And then lastly, this is the drawer of doom because it's gets messy straight away, so I do apologize in advance. So these are lashes. So we have more natural lashes at the front, we have more fancy lashes at the back, some random washi tape for when I fix brush handles, and this is the bag I bring with me when I do a mobile job. So it's got lash glue, scissors, lash applicator, and a selection of lashes in there. And then on this side, we have the hair stuff. Again, trying to not film this side of the room because it's a mess. Wipes, cleansing wipes, because we like to be clean and sanitized. We have some tissues. Top drawer of this one is a bit of a doom box at the moment. Again, all of this got moved out when we painted, so some of the stuff I've got all like mixed up and I've just not got around to sorting it again. But in here we have brushes and combs, pins, bobbles. At the moment there are a couple of like decoration bits in here. We also have a cat. Next drawer is any product, styling products, and a random charger lead, and a cat. Gadgets. So these are not supposed to be in here. These these are to go in the sofa. We have a cover for the sofa, and these are like the things that hold the covers down, and the cat is obsessed with them. So they don't actually live in here. It's just to stop this from happening. That's why they live in here at the moment. So yeah, we have straighteners, curlers, hairdryer, any gadgets go in here, and also a refill Isoclean that didn't fit anywhere else. And down here is a bit of a mess. It's another thing. It's basically curl clips that didn't fit in the top drawer are in here. I've also got tubs for when I do mobile jobs, because I move the pins and bobbles into pots with lids. bumpers, like donuts and things like that. There is also a veil in there if I do a bridal trial, so we can play about a bit with the veil. My case is here for when we do mobile jobs. I do also have a case on wheels, which is over in that corner. And I have this table, which goes here. When I have clients here, sanitize, tissue paper, put everything on there so it's nice and clean. And a cat. But yes, this is our makeup studio. I hope you've enjoyed our little tour. And we're going to go back to the studio. So that's the tour done. I'm so happy with what it looks like. Sometimes you have a vision in mind and then you do it and it's like, yeah, it doesn't look quite like what I wanted it to look like. But we are going into the part of the video where we do this look. For once, I'm not doing a voiceover because I'm sick and tired of doing voiceovers. So you're actually going to have me waffling on. I'm sure it's going to be off on tangents galore. But, you know, that's what we're all about on this channel. So enjoy. So I've just prepped my brows with the Unicorn Cosmetics Bare Brow. Very hyped on TikTok, I found, but so I was kind of dubious. I'm always really suspicious of anything that's hyped up on TikTok. But I did try it and I really, really like it. It doesn't leave any residue and you can do your makeup straight away. You don't have to let it dry, let it set or anything like that. So yeah, I really, really like it, and it's waterproof because it lasted through dancing as well. So as luck would have it, this morning my colour case arrived, so I'm gonna play with this. I'm very excited. I wanted it for a while, so I was really excited that it was back in stock. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I will say, and I know anyone who knows me now is gonna have a right laugh at this, but it's a lot smaller than I thought. This is a habit of mine, we know this by now, but only because this is the box it came in. So I expected it to kind of be this size, and then I pulled it out and it was like, oh. But filled, it looks like it's filled kind of decently towards the top, so I am hopeful. I'm going to use this actually to prime my lids, and I'm going to use it as the base for the look that we're doing, because I think it will actually be perfect for it. So it comes with a tool, so it comes with like a scoopy spatula and a brush, double-ended, but I'm going to stick this to use in the kit. So I've actually got a spatula which I use for my brow products that I'm going to use for myself today, but I thought that was a really nice little touch that it actually comes with everything you need basically. So I'm just gonna off camera just mix the colors that I think will be right for me, and I'm just gonna prime basically. So I would say this is pretty much exactly the kind of product I've been looking for. I'm really happy that he has released this, because I am very much of a mixer kind of person. I don't believe in buying absolutely tons of shades when you can just kind of mix your perfect shade. So this, if it's any good, it's literally the first time I'm trying it. If it's any good, I think it will be an absolute game changer in the kit. Always a little bit dubious when things are supposed to be for absolutely everything. Cats are fighting. But for this kind of stuff, so eyeshadow base, possibly a bit of contouring, things like that, this could be the answer to all my non-denominational prayers. So not carving, because I'm really liking quite a natural looking brow at the moment. I like a kind of I woke up like this look. But yeah, as you can see with this one, if you spend some time kind of mixing and matching, you can get basically a perfect shade, which is great. So as always, we are just blending out these edges here. Make that nice and smooth. So I should have said, I've only done skincare because my skin was really, really thirsty. It's not looking great at the moment. It's very hormonal. So we got some lovely spots and blemishes and stuff. And also, as you can see, the vitiligo is quite excited at the moment. I've had quite a few new patches at the moment. I'm not sure what it is. If it's been the stress from having the house decorated or just general life stress, but this one is definitely spreading down my cheek. This one is getting bigger than it was. This was only like a tiny little spot. This is definitely getting bigger, and the one under my arm has got really, really big. So it's definitely had a bit of a flare lately. I quite like this, you know. I'm not mad at this at all. It looks nice. It feels nice. Thank you. So that's set. When I did this look yesterday, or when I usually do this look, I use brown gel eyeliner, which is absolutely fine. If you have that, use that. Obviously, I want to try the colour case, so we're doing it with colour case today. So this one I'm not mixed. I'm going straight in with one colour. It's quite a neutral dark brown. There was a more reddy one as well, but I want a quite neutral look. We don't want it too warm today. From what I can tell so far, a little goes a very long way. This is the tiniest amount that I'm using here. So you do a nice kind of rounded look. Not going up too high. Obviously, as you can see, I am keeping my eyes open just to get past the hood of my eyelid. But we're not going up too far with this because it's just going to be the base for our eyeshadow. So again, tiniest amount here. And I'm also going underneath because again, it finishes it off nicely. There's no edge to be blending, but also I want a dark-ish under eye as well, so it'll be the base for our under eye shadow as well, provided it doesn't dry too quickly, which case will be snookered. We're about to find out. So yeah, we're done. No, we're not. Cat. There we go. We just got this base on. It looks absolutely insane. We know by now, we trust the process. So yeah, it's not important. Now, it doesn't need to look neat. I mean, to be fair, these are not even looking even. I did this look last night and I hated it up until I was literally done. And then I was like, oh yeah, look amazing. I think this video is gonna heavily feature a cat, at least one. They're both in here with me. One is quite nicely, quietly watching. The other one is being her usual insane self. So our base is placed on, and we're just going to start going in with a shadow. So I've got a small brush, and it's just a neutral brown, kind of the same color as the base really. And I'm just going to start smudging these edges first of all to soften them up. Yeah, I'm just smudging. Hello. I don't think Kiwi has been in any of the videos yet. You're about to probably witness something quite special here because she is full Kiwi today. Hi. Do you want to say hello? Hello. No? Right, so I'm about to get a plant in my head because she does knock them off. That's her favourite thing to do. So we just smooshed around the edges with that. I'm just going to start again going over slightly bigger brush. And like I said, if you've just started watching or if you've just looked up and going, oh, what the hell is she doing? This look is very much one of trusting the process because it looks awful right up until the last minute. So I nearly cleaned it off last night, but I didn't really have time, so I just thought I'll just keep going. If it looks really bad, I just won't go. But then once my base went on and stuff like that, it just looked amazing. Okay, so far we are liking this colour case. It's not messing with the shadows at all. We shall keep going and see what happens. So starting to then blend in with the lighter shades. It's not supposed to be a massively blown up out look. It will kind of fade lighter and lighter up towards the brow. Because I didn't want it to be too, I know it sounds really ridiculous saying this when I'm looking like this, but I didn't want it to be too dramatic. So I went out last night and we had like a reunion for one of my old workplaces. So it's not the place I left a couple of years ago. It's actually where I worked when I first moved to England. So I worked there from 2003 to 2006. And some of them I hadn't actually seen since. So it was really, really nice. I was really nervous. I nearly drove past. When I got to the pub, I nearly just kept driving. I was really, really nervous. I hadn't, you know, at least not seen them for more than 15 years. But it was really nice. I'm really glad that I went. It was really nice to catch up with people and yeah, just chatting away. So we had fun. I didn't drink because I was driving, so I don't think I made a fool out of myself. I think I kept quite well behaved. Please know that what I'm about to say applies only to me and how I want to come across and be. It doesn't kind of apply to as a general rule. But I don't want to kind of define myself as the parent of a poorly child. It's not it's not at all I am. So I was trying to not talk too much about it, but it's really difficult, obviously, especially when you're catching up with people you've not seen for a long time, to kind of explain of how you've got, because the kind of work that we did is incredibly different from what I'm doing now. So it was kind of, it's explaining to people why your life has changed as much as it has, and it's hard to do that without obviously telling them. But yeah, I was trying to find a balance of not talking too much about everything because it does take over, but some days you just want to not think about it, kind of thing. So obviously did explain everything that's happened and stuff, but I tried to not kind of pull back every conversation to, oh yeah, by the way, Michelle's poorly. I don't think I made an absolute fool of myself. Hopefully. Maybe one of them will pop up in the comments and go, actually. So we're just putting a really, really light shade right at the edge. As you can see, our blend is now disappearing. This is expected once we put the really light ones on. Like, obviously I can't say pastel because it's neutral, but when we put the almost like a white on, it does take the blend away. But as usual, we're going to go back in and reblend everything again once we've got all the colours on. So yeah, again, keeping it very like messy. It's not, doesn't need to be perfect. Just whacking those colours on. So I'm going to go back in. I'm going to blend everything again at least once. Spend some time getting that blend on, and we'll come back and do the next bit. So bear with. I'll probably leave it in, but I'll speed it up a lot. We're gonna leave it there for now, and then we're gonna come back in once we put some of the stuff on. We're gonna come back in and just blend edges and things like that. But we've got the colour on that we just need to now start playing with. So what I'm doing next is I just went in with a black liner. Any black liner, just a liquid liner. We're not doing a wing. We're just gonna get it on there, get some colour on there. So again, quite haphazardly. Doesn't need to be neat. Doesn't need to, at this stage, even look good. It's mainly a base for eyelashes. So yeah, it looks insane. It looks awful, but it doesn't need to look good. Trust the process. And then I just did my tight line with a brown. I'm gonna have to do it into the camera because I need both hands. Again, contact lens wearer for many, many years. So eyeballs so absolutely don't bother me. Which means I don't think they tends to, you know, some people don't like seeing eyeballs or seeing eyeballs being touched. And I just did the edges of the waterline. There we go. And then for the rest of the waterline, I'm using a bronze metallic shade. Those, all three, all the black, the brown and the bronze, all Beauty Bay. And then I'm just gonna go over the black with like a very dark brown, just sort of to set it and to just make the line a little less harsh. This shade happens to have some shimmer in it, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna go shimmery on the lid anyway. So just putting on my trusted, this is again the Bobbi Brown stick eyeshadow in golden bronze. Any neutral kind of browny shimmer will do. It's more of a base than anything else for the rest. So just kind of on the center of the lid. As you can see, I've not put it on very neatly at all. It's quite haphazardly like that. I'm going to stick on a lash. I'm gonna do it off camera because, yeah, I don't trust myself today. Lashes are on, and I've put some mascara on my lower lashes. Lashes are from HF Cosmetics. They weren't in the box, so I'm not sure which ones they are, but they are one of the accent ones. They stop about there. And then finishing off the eye, we're just patting on Drip Drip. So made by Mitchell. I've got two somehow. No, I know how. I've got one in my kit and I've got one for myself. But yeah, it's just like liquid diamonds, isn't it? It's just beautiful and pretty. Patting it on with a brush, just so we get that shower of glitter. I don't want to brush it on with the applicator because then we'll just have a solid silver, and that's not really the idea. We just want this like shower of diamonds on the lid. And then literally to finish that off, I'm just kind of going over the edges here, just smoothing that out so we don't have like a sharp line of glitter. If you're wondering what the cat is doing, so am I. I'm gonna clean this up, any fallout, and I'm also gonna put my base on, so foundation and concealer. I don't have anything new that I'm testing or anything like that, so I'm gonna put that on off camera because you don't need to see that. I'm literally putting a foundation and a concealer on, so bear with. I have my base on. I am not gonna massively powder, so obviously I never do. Just gonna very lightly set my under eyes with the McGrath under eye powder and using the HF Cosmetics puff. I really like this. I am controversial, and I know Missa disagrees with me, but I just think a puff is a puff is a puff. I'm saying puff. But I like this one because of the shape. So this end obviously gets right in the under eyes, but you can also use the other side if you wanted to. So you know, you get almost like two puffs for the price of one. And also obviously she's local, and I like to support local businesses. So yeah, that's what we're using, but we're using the littlest amount and the lightest touch. So I'm just setting my under eyes and just around my nose, because this is where we go with the red quite quickly usually. And the rest of it I will just do right at the end, very lightly. So I've used the Bobbi Brown serum foundation and the matching Bobbi Brown concealer. I think they look absolutely lovely. They're a really good colour match. I do prefer this one to the skin foundation. I think this is just a little bit better for me. It works better for me. So for my cream contour and cream bronze, I am gonna try out the Beauty Crop Vitamin Babe concealer. I've got the shade 15C and 15W, which seems to be the kind of contour and bronzer shade that people use. Again, very hyped on TikTok, which makes me suspicious, but if you saw the bit where I did the makeup kit, the Madebymitchell Blursh ones aren't guaranteed to be vegan, so I do have a few regular vegan clients, so I thought these might be a good alternative. So going to give them a try. I'm not going to put them straight on my face because they are going in my kit, hopefully, if they're good. I'm obviously trying them before I'm deciding, but I'm putting them on this palette so we're not touching our face. So going in with 15C to do a little bit of contouring. I'm not going to massively heavily contour. Watch it go absolutely horribly wrong now and just contour everywhere. Not sure how pigmented these are, So I'm hoping I'm starting with a tiny bit, and we'll see what happens. So this is the 15C. First impression is that it's still a little bit warm, I think. Looking at them in the bottles, it's definitely more cool than the W. But I would say it's still, I wouldn't call it cool toned. I still think it's a little bit orangey, but we will make it work. It's pigmented, I'll say that. Look at that, that is like the tiniest dip on my brush, and I then patted it off before I put it on my face, and it's still far too much. So bear that in mind, that you need, like, I would probably just do a couple of tiny dots before going onto my face. We are gonna tidy up, don't worry. We're making this work. So I'm just going on my jaw. If you have seen me before, you know I have very asymmetrical jaw, so I do tend to contour my jaw quite a lot. I tend to contour this side of my jaw quite a lot. The other side is, well, I just do to match, but obviously this is the side I concentrate on. So it's blending. I do apologise if you can hear my children. They are so noisy. Not sure what to do with. Do your nose. I like the shade. It's probably a little bit darker than what I usually use. I usually use Hollow there from Madebymitchell, which is like perfection on me. Or I use the Fenty in Amber, which is also really good. It's a good shade, but I think I mentioned it before, it's very, very grey. So I only use that if I want like full on contour. If you want to be snatched, I will use the Fenty, because it's quite full on. But yeah, I tend to usually use Highlight there, which is a good shade for me. This is a little bit darker, but it's not ridiculous. So yeah, we're making it work. I would have liked it. I mean, it's not bad. It looks all right. I reckon people will probably like it. People who likes to bronze up as well will like it, I reckon. Obviously I am like a pale queen. So for me, it's a little bit warm still. I would have preferred it to be just a smidge cooler. But we're making it work. We are making it work. We are ignoring this. This is being blended shortly. We are getting the bronzer on, and then we are blending everything together and trusting the process. But yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely decent for what it is. Also, it might not look as warm if you're a bit darker. I think a lot of it is the contrast of me being a ghost. So I'm gonna try to bronzer. I'm sorry if my kids are really loud. I'm not sure what's happening in there. I'm basically avoiding finding out what's happening in there. I'm just gonna leave my husband to it. He seems like he's got the situation under control. So we are now going in with the bronzer. So yeah, this is a lot darker than I would usually wear. I usually wear, again, Madebymitchell Shade of Business, or I use the Charlotte Tilbury, the light one. So this is a lot darker, but again, if you were anything darker than me, which is what, 95% of the population, well, I'd say 99% of the population, possibly Teresa being the exception, then it probably would work all right. It's very much of a, it's not the bronzer, it's me. It is blending really nice. It's not blending, I'm having no issues blending it out, I'll say that. And I mean, it looks all right. It's on a personal preference, I think it's too dark for me. Someone else might say it's perfect. So we're going to just go in with whatever's left on my makeup brush. I'm not putting any new product on, but I'm just going to go in here. So just where I don't want it to be, obviously, too bronzy. I'm just going in, patting it in, just to slightly tone down there. Yeah, so bear in mind, it's super pigmented. So I think when you do, if you did try it, imagine the amount you would imagine needing and then halve it. At least to start with, because obviously it's easier to build it up if you need more than to try and do this, basically. But yeah, we have. I think we've saved it. We're just gonna go in again with our brushes. So again, brushes and the blender is HF Cosmetics. So when I ordered it, it was one was missing. I'd ordered a pack of 2 and only 1 arrived. So I emailed her and she replied honestly straight away. It's like, you know, like returning post kind of thing. So she replied within minutes. She was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And the next day I had a knock on the door, and so Holly herself just like hand delivered it to my house. So, you know, we're talking lowest cosmetics level of customer service, really. So yeah, there we are. For me personally, it's too dark, but yeah, daytime, I don't think I would go out with this. Some people might. I personally am not a kind of a bronze babe sort of person. I like more of a natural look, but the bronzer and contour itself, I have absolutely 0 issues with. I think it looks nice. I think it looks good. Yeah, so they will go in the kit. So when I need them, I will use them. It's alright. I kind of wish I would have used a colour case now for contour, but it's alright. It's alright. We're gonna let that slide. I don't have a new cream blush, so I'm using my trusty combo of Madebymitchell Peach Sugar and Cuddle Me. Kind of very lightly powder. Just super duper light. And I'm using a big puff that comes in the set as well. Same again, I like the shape. Because it's easy to hold, but yeah, you have like 2 sides to use, so you know it lasts a bit longer. Or you could do 2 different shades if you wanted to, you know. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I like it. So again, just very lightly. Finishing off just the tiniest bit of the Beauty Bay bronzing, well, face palette. So the bronzer out of the face palette, which is almost working as to tone this down a little bit, which is not bad at all. Ooh, quite happy with that. Just make it a little bit less orange. do apologise for my chair. It needs tightening, I think. It's a bit squeaky. There's a peachy blush in there, in the face palette. But I want to use my old faithful Milani Luminoso because it is, I forget how beautiful it is. And it's got a wee bit of shimmer in it. Or like a, it's like more of a glow. It's definitely not glitter. It's more like slightly glowy. And I tend not to use too much highlighter now on my cheeks, only because I think they highlight any fine lines, and that is something that I have. Tea time. About a year and a half ago, I modelled for a friend who was doing a training course at a makeup academy here in Manchester. Let's call it Tea Police. And I can laugh at it now, but it was actually quite not a nice experience because the trainer, who was like 18, 19, young, kept telling me off because my eyes, well, my under eyes were creasing. She's like, it's creased now. And it was like, well, I am 37, I was at the time. I'm 37, like just coming out of lockdown. It's been a hard couple of years. Yeah, they're creasing because, you know, I'm not 17. But all day she kept like, she was like offended that my face had lines and that my face had creases. And it was just not a pleasant experience. And me personally, I don't tend to use that brand because of it, because I just think it's just not something you say to someone. I would never tell a client like, your face is creasing. That's up to me to work with. It's up to me to, if they want to, minimize it or at least not probably highlight it. But I would never kind of call them out because of it. It's, I don't know, it's just such a weird thing. But yeah, that experience sort of lives rent-free in my head since. And after saying that, I am still highlighting my cheeks slightly. Just very, very lightly. I don't think it even shows up. It's the Be Perfect Get Wet. So because I'm using it with a brush, it doesn't really show up much, but I just wanted that tiny bit of a glow. This chair is now really irritating me because it's making a lot of noise. But I am going to use that highlighter just on my brow bone. Yeah. It's a little bit more subtle than, say, the Fenty, the Diamond Bomb. But today we're just sticking with this because we don't want it to be too out there. It's more, it's obviously glam and it's smoky and definitely a going out kind of look. But it's more of a, I'd say, wearable look. So we just, like last night we went to a pub nearby, so it wasn't like fancy, but I just thought, I felt like I looked nice but not completely out of place. Right, we are gonna just quickly spray this. Just quickly fill my brows in. So I used the NYX Lift and Snatch. It's not necessarily new to me, but I bit the bullet and repurchased it because I had nothing but issues with mine. Everyone seems to love it and I hated it because it just went everywhere. But I had a feeling, I had a good feeling, so I repurchased it and it turns out that I was right. Mine was faulty, so mine was actually leaking. Because the new one I've got is amazing and now I kind of see why everyone likes it. So I've used Ash Brown on the outer half and I've used Taupe on the inner half. So for my lip, I've used, this is again new to me, Peaches and Cream lip liner. I hadn't used any other lip liners before. It's really nice, nice and creamy. So yeah, it's just a Peaches and Cream lip liner in Borderline. It's really nice to do a bundle with, like, you do, it's a 5 pencils for £15, which is great because I think they're £10 each if you buy them. So it's a really good deal. So I got 3, because I used the brown pencils. So I got 3 brown pencils and then I got 2 lip liners. And then I've just topped it with the Cuddle Me again, just to make it a little bit lighter in the centre. And I think it looks really nice. So there we go, we are done. I am really happy with how it's turned out. A little bit more bronze than I usually go for, but you know, we're working with it, so we tried some new products. First of all, the colour case. From what I used it for today, I'm really quite impressed. I wish it would have been a little bit bigger. I do think it's a little bit of a tease that the box is that much bigger, but I'm impressed. They obviously get the tool. There seems to be plenty in the box, so yeah, I'm excited to use it a bit more. I want to try it for different things, maybe even do a full face using just this, just to see how it performs. But yeah, it's not dried up like weird, it's not left any edges anywhere. It seemed everything blended nicely on top of it. I think my eyes look really good, which is where I used the base as well. So yeah, so far really quite impressed. Damn you, Mitchell, for making these good products over and over again. Beauty Crop, the Vitamin Babe concealer that we used for contour and bronze. I like how they blended. I thought they worked really, really well. The range of shades is not great, so I think there's like 5, 10 and 15, so obviously I got 15. They're a little bit much for me, but I think that's more me than them. It's not you, it's me. I think for someone with a slightly darker complexion, it will be absolutely fine. They did blend really well, they worked really well. They're super pigmented, so you know, be careful when you use them. Use the tiniest bit and build it up rather than trying to just whack on probably a normal amount that you'd use. Like I said, the NYX I'm really happy with. I'm really, really happy with how it actually performs now when it's not faulty. I really like the lip liner. They're lovely and soft. They don't feel like scratchy. They don't feel... Sometimes you can feel lip liner. Do you know what I mean? And I don't like that. But this just feels really nice. Soft. Kissable. So yeah, very happy today. I think my makeup looks really nice. It's a really simple way of just doing a little bit of a smoky eyebrow without going full on. It's super simple to do as well, so when you just want that little bit of glam, it's a quick and easy way of doing it yourself. So let me know if there's anything you want to see next. If you have any questions about anything that's in my kit, please again comment and I will let you know. I will try and list everything in the description what I've used today. I might have to watch the video a few times to remind myself what it is I've used. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, like, comment and subscribe, and see you next time.